This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Peninsula Regional Medical Center.
Okay, so this week we're focusing on matters of the heart, just ahead of the big heart holiday come Friday. So today we're going to kick things off with a little test. We're going to have Lisa stand up just for a second and then simply sit down again. While she does that, I want you to pay close attention.
All right, so I'm going to stand up. Here goes. I'm standing up, simple enough.
Right.
Now I'm going to sit down and I do something that you two probably do every single day, multiple times a day. You probably don't even think twice about doing it, but it's something that can hurt your heart health. Do you know what it is?
Did you see it? Did you see what happened? Take a close look as Lisa crossed her legs. Okay, so that's the deal. Joining us today to tell us more about the impact that crossing our legs can have on our heart is Dr. Doug Wilhite, who's a vascular surgeon with Peninsula Regional Medical Center.
Thanks for joining us this
Sure.
afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
If you've ever watched the show, anybody watches the show, this is how I sit all the time with my legs crossed. Am I really doing something bad, something wrong?
Well, probably not anything horrible, but a lot of us do this, and it's not the best habit to have. There can be several detrimental health effects of it.
Okay, well, let's start with the heart. What's the heart going to...
That's probably the most important thing that happens when we cross our legs, is it does boost our blood pressure. It raises your systolic, or the high number, a little bit higher, maybe as much as 7%. It's a temporary increase in blood pressure. Some people that have a lower blood pressure unconsciously use that move to increase their blood pressure when they're feeling a little bit off. And that's why, when you go to get your blood pressure checked at the hospital or at the doctor's office, the nurse, first thing they'll tell you is, please don't cross your legs.
Okay, I wondered why they told us
Okay,
that. Okay,
yeah.
so we talked about the heart. Are there other issues that could arise from crossing our legs?
Really, the other thing that you think about when you cross your legs is varicose veins. A lot of us get varicose veins as we grow up. When you cross your legs, you may be blocking some of the flow in the veins, and that over time can increase the pressure and make them stretch out, even make the valves fail to get you to the point where you do have more significant varicose veins. And so again, that's another good reason to think about not doing it too much.
But varicose veins are something that a lot, you say, is genetic for a lot of people. Like if my mother got varicose veins, then maybe I might get them. Should I not cross my legs as much?
Probably even more of a reason to think about not crossing your legs. That's correct. Varicose disease tends to be genetic. It runs in families. If mom or dad had them, you're more likely to get them at some point in life. There are things that you can do to try to prevent that from happening, avoiding crossing your legs. For some people, even wearing a compression stocking, something to support the leg, can help prevent the onset of varicose veins. Once you have them, it can prevent them from getting worse.
What about if you cross your legs, are you causing your back problems, joint problems?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if you think about it, if you cross your legs, you set your whole body a little bit off balance, and so you have to fight to regain that balance. So you're putting pressure on the knees, the hips, the lumbar spine when you put yourself in that position.
Now what about blood clots? We always hear about blood clots in the legs. Could it cause that?
Probably not, unless you really did it for an extremely prolonged period of time, maybe sitting through an entire plane flight with your legs crossed. Anytime you do anything to stop the flow of blood in the veins is going to increase your risk of getting a blood clot, but that'd be a pretty significant problem to get from something like this.
So is there anything that we should look for that will lead us towards the conclusion that we need to not be doing this so much?
I think really in general it's probably just good advice to avoid crossing your legs for too much time. I think a good rule of thumb is maybe if you're doing it for more than 10 or 15 minutes, it's time to take a break. And in general, for all of us, it's healthier to move around rather than sit still. So if you find yourself in the same place for more than 30 or 40 minutes, you want to get up and try to take a walk.
Is there something we're looking for? I mean, are there symptoms that maybe
Yeah,
problems?
Absolutely. I think if you're starting to see varicose veins in the legs, if you're starting to suffer from pain in the hip, the knee, or the back, those are things to warn you. Maybe I need to think about what I'm doing with my posture and how I'm sitting.
Right. Okay, so what should we do?
Well, get up and move. I mean, that's really the most important thing. All of us, I think, especially the way we work these days, we find ourselves at a seat a lot more throughout the working day, and so it becomes very much an important part of your daily routine to add walking. Whether it's getting up to go get a cup of water or going to check what's happening at the window, just find an excuse to get yourself up and move frequently throughout the day.
Is it okay if I cross my legs?
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
Don't do it too much.
How long is a healthy amount?
I would say probably try to limit it to 10 or 15 minutes at a shot.
Okay.
All right.
Dr. Wilhite,
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And if you'd like to learn more about Peninsula Regional Medical Center, go to delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab. Now that we have our health in check,
I'm checking.
let's turn to our kids. This is the time of year when we often hear those two dreaded words. I've heard it already. I'm bored. Especially with the cold and snow we've had and upcoming President's Day holiday. We'll learn a few fun things for the family to do that will keep the kids moving.
A little bit later on, you see Jessica Martinez every weekday morning on the State of Delmarva on Fox 21. You've also seen her take a product and put it to the test for us. She's going to do it again. Now, you've got regular gloves on now.
I do. Regular
work?
gloves, they do not work at all.
All right, Delmarva's seen some cold temperatures. We're going to see some more. So Jessica is putting to the test the texting gloves. But first, we told you we're talking matters of the heart this week. Dr. Oz has some general advice on how to keep yours healthy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Oz. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the U.S. So here's some ways you can protect yourself. Have your doctor check your blood pressure, waist measurement, weight, cholesterol, and fasting blood sugar. You can walk or run at least 30 minutes every day. Eat more fruits and vegetables, don't smoke, and limit your alcohol use.